Go Mizzou! Nicely done, nicely done. Thank you so much. Happy birthday to Extension. All right, one more time. Happy birthday to Extension. Thank you so much, everyone who came out on today. Who thought this kind of weather for May 1st, right? But I appreciate it. It's a party. It's going to be great. Hopefully everybody's had an opportunity to go around, check out all the programs and the regions that Extension is in. Hopefully you also had time to partake of the wonderful pork burgers and beef burgers that were donated by Missouri Pork Producers and Missouri Cattlemen's Association. So many thanks to them as well. Hopefully you all have time, yes, thank you, for enjoyment. And it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael Ouart, the Vice Provost of MU Extension.
Thank you, Joy. Thanks for coming out to MU Extension's 100th birthday party. It's going to be a year-long party, and it's going to go beyond the opportunity we have today. Next week, actually, we'll be in Washington, D.C., and we'll actually celebrate the exact day of the signing of the Smith-Lever legislation. May 8th, 1914 is when we got this all started. We're also pleased to be able to celebrate, in conjunction with our 100th birthday, the 175th anniversary of the founding of Mizzou. So what a great combination to party. I want to say, to begin with, I want to give a special thanks to Joy Millard, Interim Assistant Vice Provost for Extension, and Dennis Gagne, our Director of Marketing and Communications, and their shops for the great job that they've done in organizing this and a lot of the things that we're going to be utilizing throughout the year, really, as we celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Smith-Lever Act and formalizing Extension. So what I really want to do now is introduce our Chancellor, our new Chancellor. Dr. Loftin is recently joined us, and I can tell you from the experiences that I've had, he really gets the land-grant concept, the land-grant university, and the importance of Extension in the delivery of the land-grant mission of the university. So without further ado, welcome Dr. Bowen Loftin, our Chancellor.
Thank you, Michael. Let me just say, M-I-Z.
C-O-U.
Thanks, Truman. It's good to be here. I have a problem, though, with Extension today, Michael. I thought you control the weather. This marks day 89 for me. I'm not sure the word new applies anymore, but it's been an extraordinary 89 days for me as the Chancellor of the University of Missouri, and I'm extremely pleased all of you came to join us here on this very busy day to celebrate an extraordinary birthday, 100 years of Extension. This is fantastic. The roots of Extension go back further, of course, to 1862, when Abraham Lincoln signed the Morrill Act, creating the land-grant institution, and Mizzou is one of the very early members of that very, very wonderful club of land-grant institutions. This was all because there was a desire in this nation to do two things: provide access to higher education to those who never had it before, and to take the results of what universities do and extend them to the populations of the states housing these great new institutions. So in the beginning, 100 years ago, MU Extension showed farmers how to improve their productivity and the families of this great state on how to improve their nutrition. As time went on and this became less rural and more urban in this state and other places, the Extension Service also evolved to address the new needs of these new communities. But they're still committed to farming, nutrition, but also working today on environmental issues, training fire, police, and medical professionals, counseling businesses and labor, and helping communities redevelop. And last but not least at all, helping 4-H programs come to both the youth of our state's urban and rural areas. And that's critical. Put simply, the mission of MU Extension is to serve Missouri and its residents as they strive to improve and transform their lives. Extension is essential in translating the results of our research here at the University of Missouri into practical activities everyone can benefit from. Check out the website Extension maintains. It's important to know Extension provides a trusted resource for you and your families of unbiased, research-based information. This sets us apart from what the Internet's all about, which is everybody has their own way to say everything. Extension can be trusted to give you truth in an unbiased kind of way. You can all be very proud to call Mizzou your home. All universities aren't the same. Missouri is a land-grant university. It has a very distinct purpose, a purpose going back to our very roots, but as powerful today as it was then. Extension provides this vital bridge between the university community and the rest of our state. Extension connects us to 114 counties across this wonderful state. Only Mizzou has this level of local commitment and outreach. As we all celebrate this 100 years of Extension, it's appropriate to also recognize the many volunteers serving on the county extension councils, and to our citizens throughout the state of Missouri who give their time as volunteers to help shape the local presence of MU Extension in their communities. These efforts continue to play a valuable role as Extension prepares for its second century of service. So Michael, to you and all of Extension, happy birthday.
Thank you, Bowen. Excellent. Thank you, Chancellor Loftin. It's great to have a chancellor who is committed, comes from experiences of the land-grant university, and sees the future that we have in Extension as we build for that future. Celebrating the past, right, and building for the future. And he sees that future, and we appreciate him being with us today. I want to reiterate some words of appreciation that Bowen mentioned about our Extension councils. As I look around today, I see Extension council members that are here with us. They've been involved in the regional tents around the quad here. We really appreciate those council members, be they county council members, regional, or several of our state extension council members are here. And we really appreciate you, because if we're thinking about building on the future, the foundation that we have to build on the future is what you all do as council members. The council members, the localness of our programs and local program development is where the rubber meets the road in extension work. And it's so important that we have you as a part of our team, not only being that foundation in the future, but also the connection, the bridge between the communities that you represent and this institution, this campus. So we thank you, we salute you as council members for the work that you do. Now let's talk about another important foundation, because one of the things that we really tried to do when we set this part of the party up is to have an opportunity to have students involved on the campus. And we've seen a number of them today, even in this cold weather. We've seen a number of students come by and participate, and we appreciate that. That's the next foundation that we're very interested in talking about here in this celebration that we're having. We want to thank the students that are here. As we worked on trying to decide what we were going to try to do on campus, we engaged some student leaders. We asked them about some of the things that they saw as they looked at the land-grant university, and as they looked at Mizzou, their institution, and as they looked at Extension, and as some of them learned more about Extension. we realized and they realized they had much to offer, because one of the things that I've learned about this group of students, this generation of students, is how committed they are to service, to the service of their nation, to the institution, to their communities. That has a kind of a familiar ring to it, doesn't it, when it comes to thinking about extension. So as we've engaged them, we've had an opportunity to build on that relationship and learn from them as they go. They've got some great ideas. And so let me ask now for Bryan Goers to come forward, the coordinator of the Center for Leadership in Service, to talk a little bit about student involvement, both now and in the future.
Thank you, Michael. As you said, my name is Bryan Goers. I'm a coordinator in the Center for Leadership and Service on campus. And for the past few years, I've had the privilege to work with a group called Mizzou Alternative Breaks. There you go. Some of them actually showed up today. All right. So Mizzou Alternative Breaks began in 1991 when they sent 3 trips across the United States to do service. Today, our mission remains unchanged, but we are slightly bigger than we have been in the past. So this past year, for this past academic year, we've sent 850 students across the United States and world to do service over the various breaks. Yeah. And that makes us one of the largest programs in the United States as well. Despite sending more than 200 trips over the last 10 years, only 2 have gone someplace here in Missouri. And that's all going to change in the next coming years. So I'm really excited to announce this, a joint effort between the MU Extension Office and Mizzou Alternative Breaks. Over the next 5 years, we pledge to send 1 trip to every county here in Missouri within the next 5 years. And this is exciting for a number of reasons, and before I get into some of those, there's a couple people that I need to acknowledge, a couple of students. First is Charles Gutierrez. Where's Charles? Charles back here in the corner hiding. Charles is the executive director for Mizzou Alternative Breaks, and so next year, despite being a senior and majoring in accountancy, he'll spend probably most of his time working on sending out a lot of trips across the United States and Missouri. Also, I need to acknowledge Stephen Smith. Where's Stephen? Stephen right here. Yeah, you guys need to come up here so they can acknowledge you. Stephen is a senior business administration major. He's also our director of weekend service. So it's going to be his job to make this 5-year commitment a reality for us. So as well, before we just give them a round of applause, we also need to acknowledge any of the former or future site leaders or participants that may be out here. I know I see a couple. If you'd raise your hand, everybody raise your hand if you've been. There you go. So all these students, their main job here is what, right? It's to get an education, yet somehow they find hours and hours and hours to give back to the community. And they give up their weekends, they give up their nights, they give up their breaks to go do service. So let's just give all of them just a big round of applause for that. I believe this partnership with Extension and MAB will be a powerful one for years to come. We're combining the firsthand knowledge of Extension employees with the passion that we have in our students. This will lead to more rewarding work for our students while at the same time fulfilling one of MAB's main principles, serve, don't help. Serve, don't help for us means providing meaningful service work to a community and not simply doing what makes us feel good about ourselves. An example of a proposed project for next year is helping to build a greenhouse in the Buchanan County MU Extension Center. This facility would help fulfill horticultural trials and show garden and grow youth another side of growing produce. Our goal is to pair Kaffner and environmental studies students with Buchanan County through the Extensions Office. This will allow our students to get firsthand experience in their majors while at the same time giving back. For Buchanan County, they get a passionate group of students who want nothing more than to change the world and also at the same time have an understanding of the needs that are affecting that county. This new venture will pair Mizzou Alternative Break students who have a passion for service like no other with MU Extension, who is on the ground in Missouri counties and can best direct that passion. In the end, the partnership will make sure that our students are learning transferable skills as they move forward. I also want to thank a couple other people who have made this partnership a reality. I see one of them over here. The first is Dr. Jim Spain, the Vice Provost for Undergraduate Studies. Dr. Spain saw the potential in this match, and he was actually, I think, the first one to kind of make this connection and put us all in the room together. I also want to thank Joy, who you saw on stage earlier. Joy Millard is the Assistant Vice Provost for MU Extensions, and she's going to be our main contact person and really get to know these students that are up here today. So thank you, Joy, already. And lastly, and definitely not least, I want to thank Dr. Michael Ouart, who's the Director of Extensions. He was the one who's really gained the traction across the state. He was the one who brought the councils on board with this project and has been working on convincing the regional directors for all 8 regions. And that's our goal, is to send one trip to all 8 regions in November, and then do it again in April, and then again, then again in February, and then again in April. And he's the one who really got them to buy in on it. So thank you for that work as well. I'm unbelievably excited about this venture. I truly believe that this is the beginning of a lasting partnership between the two organizations. It's really going to help change the lives of not only Missouri students, but also Missouri residents in the counties that we go to. To the students, thank you for giving up your breaks and all the time that you spend to giving service. And to the Extension faculty and staff who are here today, you have no idea what you just got yourself into. But what you're going to find is that Mizzou students are some of the most passionate, caring, and hardworking people you'll ever meet. So thank you for allowing us to pair you up, and we look forward to the success in the coming years. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bryan. Thank you all students for being willing to do this and to have the vision that you have to look at the opportunities that are going to be out there in these next few years. Want to mention a couple of things before we wrap up. We're so thankful for the legislative support that we have for Extension and for the university, and we've had a couple of our local legislators step up and help us with resolutions out of both chambers. Senator Kurt Schaefer led the Senate version, and Representative Caleb Jones on the House. And I'd like to, if I could, if you'll indulge me, just read the Senate resolution if I could. It says, whereas the members of the Missouri Senate always welcome the opportunity to acknowledge milestone events in their histories of the Show Me State's educational institutions that admirably broaden and deepen society's access to research and discoveries, and whereas the University of Missouri sponsors a cooperative extension program that serves as a higher education classroom for more than 1 million rural and urban citizens by bringing relevant, reliable, responsive, and research-based education to every county in the state, and whereas the United States Congress established the Cooperative Extension Service through the Smith-Lever Act in 1914 in order to disseminate useful and practical agriculture-related information to people throughout society, and whereas the Smith-Lever Act established a framework for an educational partnership between federal, state, and local government through such land-grant universities as the University of Missouri, and the state of Missouri has benefited from this partnership for 100 years through the University of Missouri Extension, and whereas MU Cooperative Extension has made Missouri communities more sustainable and improved the quality of life for youth and adults through a wide range of 4-H, farmer and landowner, firefighter, business owner and manager, nurse, and other professional, community leader, and family programs, and whereas MU Extension's excellent faculty and staff and their ongoing educational efforts enrich the lives of all citizens and make Extension's mission as relevant today as it was a century ago. Now therefore be it resolved that we, the members of the Missouri Senate 97th General Assembly, join to applaud the history, goals, and accomplishments associated with University of Missouri Cooperative Extension, and to convey to all those involved this legislative body's most heartfelt best wishes as they celebrate the program's 100th anniversary during 2014, and be it further resolved that the Secretary of the Senate be instructed to prepare, properly inscribe this honor resolution, offered by Senator Schaefer and certified by President Pro Tem Tom Dempsey. So we have a similar one from the House, and I think it's a testament to Extension and the support that we have from our state legislators. So I thank them for that. So finally, thanks for coming. Want to say thank you to some of our special partners, Missouri Farm Bureau, Missouri Corn Growers, the Beef Council of Missouri, and the Missouri pork producers for their tremendous partnership and support as well. So with that, there's plenty of food, plenty of t-shirts, plenty of opportunities. It hasn't started raining, so party on.